Presentation was made by master student Akmaral, Global Problems in International Integration and Modern System of Education. Discussion points: technology-mediated task-based language teaching, problems of interference in target language learning, effect of globalization on modern education. Question number 1. Technology-mediated task-based language learning. Technology-mediated is a new way of conceptualizing and operationalizing the merger between technology and TBLT. This fusion between technological innovation and TBLT has a unique learning potential. It can bring learning ideas, context, and effortness. A methodological framework for technology-mediated task designing. Designing tasks proves a challenging testing ground not only for the teacher's conceptual understanding of the precepts of TBLT, but also for creative practice. From the very beginning, the consortium discussed different perspectives of TBLT and established a framework. It was agreed that the task should meet 6 criteria: authenticity, motivation, and meaning. Authenticity: is a task meaningful to the learners in terms of their real life experience? Motivation: it was agreed that the task should meet 6 criteria: purpose, process, and/or outcome, and posters and flyers. Purpose: do they understand that the task serves a purpose or aims to achieve concrete goals? Posters and flyers, presentation and communications. Second, problems of interference in target language learning. Language transfer refers to speakers or writers applying knowledge from their native language to a second language. The effect can be any aspect of language: grammar, vocabulary, accents, spelling, and so on. Speakers apply knowledge from their native language. It can occur in any situation when someone doesn't have a native level command of language, as when translating into a second language. The greater the difference between the two languages, the more negative the effects of interference are likely to be. It will inevitably occur in any situation where someone has an imperfect command of a second language. Interference in adults. Adults approach the second language systematically. They attempt to formulate linguistic rules with information they have from the native, from the second, and the teachers. Interference from the first language doesn't imply that interference is the most important factor in adults' second language acquisition. Adults learning a second language manifest some of the same errors found in children learning their first language. Positive transfer: this emphasizes the beneficial effect of prior experience on current thinking, action, and learning. Negative transfer: the interference of previous learning in the process of learning something new. Question number 3. Globalization and education. Higher education challenging in a globalized world. Globalization breaks down barriers and connects institutions across the world, making universities in every country visible to each other, facilitating knowledge flows, values on global learning, and creation of new opportunities for advanced graduates. What is globalization? Globalization implies the opening of local and nationalistic perspectives to a broader outlook of an interconnected and interdependent world with free transfer of capital, goods, services across national frontiers. Globalization and education. Jobs that exist today may not be there tomorrow. Change is accelerating. Multilingual, cross-border education, and ubiquitous education. The impact of globalization on higher education, the impact of the various trends and challenges related to globalization of higher education institutions and policies is profound but also diverse depending on the specific location in the global arena. An attempt can be made to define some general tendencies. Globalization in education, strong focus in technology and science, traditional education, modern education, and less gender exclusive subjects. Definitions, smaller world, expansion of technology, easier to contact people throughout the world. In the 21st century, education system faced with the dual challenge of occupying students with new knowledge, skills, and values needed to be competitive in a global market while at the same time producing graduates who are responsible adults, good citizens both of their country and the world. Thus, globalization challenges us to rethink. Globalization has had many obvious effects on education and communication systems, changed the way education is delivered as well as roles played by both teachers and students. The development of this technology is facilitating the transition from an industrial based society. Thank you for your attention.